God has plans to prosper you, give you hope and a future too. So let me remind you of what you have the power to do.
You've been on a journey, trying to find your way. Like the sun, you're rising, 'cause today's your day to unlock every gift inside. Let your potential flow. Don't let anybody kill your vibe. Time to bust up and show. Gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Act like you know you can win. Live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired. To rise a little higher with Cassandra. They said you'd never make it, but you're still here. Kept on pushing through all your doubts and fears. Never let a hater see you sweat. Remember who you are. When they go low, let them reap what they sow while you go far. Gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Baby, shine like a star. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra. If you got haters, they gon' hate. Keep your head up and just be great. It's your season, your winning season with Cassandra. Rise up, time to get on your grind. Go after your dreams, no time to fall behind. Push till the end and never give in. It's your winning season, get ready to win. Keep moving forward and never look back. It's time to get motivated with Cassandra Mack. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra Mack. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired. To rise a little higher with Cassandra Mack.
Have you ever had that so-called friend or family member or even a coworker oppose everything you say and do? And I mean, they go out of their way to oppose everything you say and do. If you say you like chocolate ice cream, they're like, well, chocolate ice cream is so disgusting. If you say you like going to the movies, oh, well, I hate going to the movies. Anyone who goes to the movies, they just waste their money. If you say you want to travel, oh, well, I think it's such a pretentious thing to be a person who wants to travel. It doesn't matter what you say, what topic you talk about, what subject you're steering the conversation in, no matter what you say and do, this person is opposing you. Maybe you're going to school. Oh, I think it's so stupid to go back to school at the age of 50. Let's say you're 50 or you're 18. And you're starting a business. I think it's so stupid to start a business at the age 18. No matter what it is you say or do, this so-called friend or family member is constantly coming into your space. This is what I'm getting at. You're not asking them for their opinion. They're coming into your space unsolicited to oppose everything you say and do, so that we're on topic. That's what we're talking about. People who come into your space unsolicited to oppose what you say and do. Maybe you're having a conversation with another family member. You're at a family gathering and you are having a conversation with your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother. You're not talking to your cousin. Yet your cousin walks over, inserts themselves in the conversation and say, oh, I overheard you talking about how you like, and you can insert the thing that it is. I think that is such a stupid idea. And I think that like you just like not really being smart. It doesn't matter what you say or do. And if you change the subject to say something else, they will attack that too. So you start to see that, oh, it's no matter what I say, even if I agree with them, they'll disagree with themselves just to disagree with me. Look at the insanity of this type of thinking and behavior. So here's the thing to keep in mind so that you don't let yourself be frustrated with people who move like this. When people don't like you, and this could be a friend or a family member, and just because they're smiling in your face doesn't mean that they like you. So when people don't like you, or they are struggling with an insecurity that you've triggered, or you've triggered envy, maybe you're doing new things and they feel stuck in their life, and you are moving forward in your life, reaching for new goals, pursuing purpose, and they feel stuck. And when they see you pursuing purpose, it bothers them. Maybe you enjoy traveling and they're at a point where they're not able to travel, and you're not looking down on them. You're minding your business, and you post, pictures of your travels on your social media. They come to your page, or they send you a private DM to argue with you about the pictures you posted on your page. Why do you always have to post pictures of your travels? I think that's so pretentious. And you're saying to yourself, you do know that you can unfollow me. You do know that that is an option, right? You do know that you don't have to come to my page, right? Because DMing me to tell me you don't like my pictures is not going to make me take my picture down. I don't know what you think that you are going to accomplish, because you are not going to get under my skin. You are not going to influence my behavior in one bit, because I don't value your opinion for you to be able to influence my behavior. And I'm not going to change what I'm doing to suit your taste, because I don't live for you. I'm living my life for God and for myself. And so when you're very clear about that, do know that that will trigger people like nothing. Nothing triggers people like an unbothered person. Nothing triggers an insecure person who wants to get under your skin like an individual who truly doesn't give a care about what that person thinks. And it's not performative, like they really don't care, because you don't value their opinion, because you were too busy focusing on your life. So do understand that that will happen. So let's look at like some reasons why this happens so that you have an understanding, right? When a person generally doesn't like you, whatever the reasoning is, they're insecure, whatever it is, and they don't know how to deal with your shine, they try to dim it by opposing the area in which you are shining. Also, it's not always what you said, it's who you are that bothers them. So this is how you can test it. If you ever had an idea, let's say you're around your family and you have this cousin that opposes everything you do. You have an idea, you share the idea. When you share it, it's a stupid idea. 15 minutes later, another cousin shares the same idea, and that cousin is like the cousin that doesn't like you. It's like, oh my gosh, that's such a brilliant idea. Let's go do that. You're like, I just said that 15 minutes ago. This happens in the workplace. You share an idea, they ignore you as if you are not saying anything, or they shoot down your idea. And here comes Bob or Jack or whoever, Becky. And the minute she shares the idea that you just said 5 minutes ago, Becky, that is the most brilliant idea I have ever heard. We need to move forward on that immediately. Let's create a whole team to move forward. And you're like, huh? I just said that. Did you not hear her repeat what I said verbatim? I am not nuts. I just said that. Do I need to record my conversations when I'm in meetings because you sit here like I'm not speaking? So do understand that it's personal. This is how you can test it. See, when you're a person, and here's what you're going to see. Watch for the comments to see how triggered people are. Whenever you are able to call people out on their BS, whenever you are able to hold up a mirror, this is why the Pharisees hated Jesus. Whenever you are able to hold up a mirror to the things that people try to keep under the radar, they're being passive aggressive. They're trying to get away with doing little things, but they want to play it off like that's not what they're doing. They want to throw rocks and hide their hands. But you were like, nah, I got the rock. I got the video footage of your hand. Do know that they're going to be insanely triggered. So you can say something that makes sense, that's a great idea, and they'll still disagree with you because you're the one saying it. See, when you can accept this, because we know people by their fruit, not by our fruit. When you can accept this, then you know how to move with that person. You know not to take it personal, and you know no matter what I say, they're going to oppose. So this is where you're going to have to figure out where you stand with this individual within yourself. Because when you're clear about where you stand within yourself, then other people don't get under your skin as easily. See, your presence exposes something in them, so they can't hear you clearly, because you have to remember, when a person is in a state of envy, a state of resentment, they're hearing you through the lens of envy, the lens of resentment, the lens of offense. So whatever you say is going to offend them because they don't like you. When a person is secretly competing with you, they are offended at your progress. They are offended at your growth. And so nothing you say or do is going to sit with them. This is why you never, ever, 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 that many evers, want to waste the saliva it would take to form a sentence in your mouth, to converse, and yes, I said it just like that, to converse with someone who clearly is opposing you. You wasting your own time. Here's the other thing. You trigger their insecurity, right? And envy, think about envy. Envy is a twisted mirror. If you've ever, back in the days, went to an amusement park where they have those mirrors that distort how you look, right? They make the head look big. It's like a fun house. If you've ever went to one of those amusement parks when you were a child, or you take your children to an amusement park and they have the hall of mirrors, you see that the mirror doesn't show you as you look in real life. When it's a hall of mirrors in those type of amusement parks, they are actually illusions. And so when a person sees you through the twisted mirror of envy, they can't celebrate you. So if a person can't celebrate anything about you, how can they agree with you? Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed? So they cannot agree with you because they're not walking in the same direction as you. You're walking your life in the direction of progress and growth. They're walking their life from the space of envy and resentment. You're not even in alignment. And so how can someone who is competing with you secretly celebrate you? How can someone who resents your presence accept what you have to say, even if you're not competing, even if you're not aware that that's what's going on? And so they want to discredit you, right? They want to discredit you. And here's the other thing. Their opposition is also a form of control, right? Because over time, when you begin to move forward in the things that you are doing moving forward in your goals, your dreams, your priorities, and they start to see that they can't influence you, then the next step is to try to undermine you, because they can't get you to go along, to get along, because you're your own person. You stand on your own square. And this is especially true with women. If this happens with men in the same degree, men in the comments, let me know. But I oftentimes with women, because we are socialized to be very social, when you are the type of woman who doesn't beg, so to speak, to fit in with a clique, and everything about your demeanor and behavior says, I'm good. I'm not kissing your behind to fit in with the queen bee. I'm not doing backflips for you to accept me. I'm not going out of my way for you to accept me. If you don't like me, so be it. It's not stopping what I'm trying to do. I'm not playing games with you, and I'm not catering to your ego. And you don't have to say that, but your demeanor and behavior can say that. And when a person senses that, like particularly a group of women, that you are going to hold your own, do your own thing, and they're like, oh, well, we all feel that we should do this. And you're like, okay, well, have a good time when you do it. I'm going to go over here and do this thing. They don't like that. They don't like that, because you can't be controlled or manipulated. And when you're dealing with a head witch, because when someone is trying to manipulate, that is a form of witchcraft, spiritually speaking. So when you're dealing with the head witch, the queen bee of the group, the one who self-imposed herself, self-elected herself as the queen bee, and you don't bow down to the queen bee, oh baby, she is going to oppose everything that you do. So if they can't influence, control, manipulate, they will try to undermine you. You could be at the PTA meeting and you found a great place. Let's say you're looking for a caterer for an event at the school. You found a great place. They got great reviews. You've eaten the food. Not just you, several people. They have several options for every kind of dietary need, regardless of what the needs are. So you've taken everything into consideration. But just because you're suggesting it, the queen bee is going to oppose it. But let it come from her or somebody in her little camp, one of her minions, then, oh, that's such a great idea, let's do it. But just the fact that you are saying it. So you are going to find yourself perpetually frustrated if you don't see through the lens of what's going on. See, they want to not only control you, when they see that they can't control you, right? The next step is to control how others see you, especially when they feel powerless over their own identity, right? So think about the queen bee at the PTA meeting who has no power in her own house, but she feels very powerful by being able to control how everybody else moves in her little clique, right? Or the person who just feels powerless in their own life. And so they can't control you. So they're going to try to control how others see you. And here is where, if you're not comfortable standing on your square and you don't know with absolute certainty who you are in God, you may have difficulty here. You got to know who you are in God, where you're at the point, if don't none of y'all heifers speak to me. If don't none of y'all heifers speak to me at the PTA meeting, I'm going to use that as an example. I am here for my child. I'm not here for you until I decide that I no longer want to be on the committee. But what you're not going to do is you are not going to make me get off the committee before I'm good and ready. So if I walk in the room and y'all don't want to speak to me, then I guess we ain't speaking. I'm not kissing you behind. I'm not going to ask you why you're not speaking to me today. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to ask anybody else why you're not speaking to me. So if you want to run hot and cold, and that's a sign of envy, look at my video, people who are envious run hot and cold. So if you want to run hot and cold, that's on you. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. I'm going to move forward on the task at hand, and you're not going to make me uncomfortable. That's what it is. You want to make me uncomfortable. So they want to make you uncomfortable. So do know that when you're dealing with a person who will oppose you, right, just for the sake of opposing you, they want you to back down. That's when you stand on your square even more. Stand on your square even more. Well, I think that's a dumb idea. Let's say they say, well, I think that's a dumb idea. Well, actually, I think it's a very good idea. And these are the reasons why I think that this is a very good idea. But if you all decide that you want to move forward on a different idea, then there's nothing I can do about it. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this was a thoroughly researched, really good idea. But I guess you can't see the vision. I guess you can't see the vision. And that's it. So they may say something back, but here's where you don't need to get into a ping pong match. You said what you said, let them sit in it. Don't let them let you sit in it. You let them sit in it. And so it's about control. See, you trigger their insecurity. So your boldness makes them uncomfortable. Your progress highlights their procrastination. Your peace disturbs their inner chaos. And so when you're in a place where you're confident, because confidence bothers a lot of people. When you're confident, when you know who you are, so because you know who you are, you're not looking for their validation, their approval. This really gets under people's skin. There's nothing that gets under people's skin like someone who is confident, that's not going to beg, that's not going to chase, that's not going to kiss somebody's behind, that's not going to lick somebody's toes, looking for approval and validation, particularly if they're used to everybody bowing down to them. And you were like, you're not God. I know you think you God, but don't get it twisted. You are not God. According to the scriptures, God is the potter, the human being is the clay. You think you're the potter, but I'm clear that you're not. You ain't got to say all of this, but everything in your demeanor will say that because you're not bowing down to them. And they don't like that. So understand that this is also spiritual warfare. See, the spirit of envy will distract, discourage, delay, oppose. And so you also got to know that you are dealing with spiritual warfare. So here's the other piece as well. If they oppose everything you say and do, it's not about truth, it's about territory. It's not about truth, it's about territory. Meaning it is not that you are not walking in truth. It is that they are being territorial because they can't control. And oftentimes, when a controlling person can't control you, the second thing that they will do is try to control the narrative about you. Or they will try to control how other people not only see you, they'll try to control how other people interact with you by opposing you. They're not fighting your words, so don't think they're fighting your ideas. It seems like it on the surface, because remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, according to Ephesians 6 and 12, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But against principalities, rulers, spiritual wickedness in high places. So they're not fighting the actual idea, because if Sam or Becky or Bob or John say the idea 15 minutes later and they are like, that's a great idea, then you already know they're not fighting the idea, they're fighting you. They're fighting you. They're fighting the light in you. They're resisting the light in you. Let them oppose while you keep building. Let them oppose while you keep moving forward. And here's what you can do about it. Don't defend, discern. Don't defend, discern. Because what they want you to do is to defend yourself. Well, why do you think this is a horrible idea? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Why do you think that, I shouldn't post pictures of my travels on my Instagram? Why do you feel that way? Oh my goodness, don't do all of that. They could close their eyes. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to keep posting. You really can unfollow. You do know that. You can unfollow. You cannot go on my page. Well, I think that your pictures are so pretentious. Well, I guess you're going to keep thinking them because I'm going to keep posting them. See, you want to stand even firmer on your square because you are letting them know you are not in control. You are not going to influence my behavior. So if you could tell me today, tomorrow, the day after, next week, next month, next year, you can tell me for 5 years, every day in a row, that you don't like these pictures and I'm still going to post them. So how are you going to force me and make me take the pictures down? So you don't need to say that, the part about how you're going to force me and make me. But this is the thinking that you need to have behind the scenes, because this allows you to realize that you might be giving this person more power than they merit in your life. Like, it's words, right? And we know that we speak life and death with the power of the tongue, right? We know that. But it's also what you receive. You don't have to receive what they're saying. You don't have to receive their deadly words. So don't defend, discern. Discern what you're really dealing with. Watch how they're interacting with other people as opposed to how they interact with you. So if other people have ideas, that's the same idea, and they just repeated what you said verbatim, then you know that the attack is not the idea. The attack is on you as the person. If you lose 20 pounds and somebody else loses 20 pounds, but when you lose 20 pounds, you look so ugly, sickly, and everything is wrong with you, but somebody else loses 20 pounds. Oh, you look so great. What are you doing? Then you know it's not about the losing of the 20 pounds. It is about you. If you are choosing to go back to school to take up a particular course of study, and another friend is doing the same thing, but you're pretentious for wanting to get a degree, but the other friend is not, and it's the same thing, then you already know what it is. So don't defend, discern. You have discernment. We're actually going to be doing a second discernment workshop on July 12th. It's going to be a ticketed event on Zoom and a Spiritual Discernment 102. So if you came to Spiritual Discernment 101, Spiritual Discernment 102 is going to help you discern spirits, timing, seasons, environments. And so that will help you. For those who are interested, the link is in the video description box. Number 2, don't shrink back, stand firm. Don't shrink, stand firm. So you go to the PTA meeting, I'm going to use that as an example, and the queen bee is upset because you wouldn't do something that she wanted you to do. And you are being your own person, and you're not being nasty or mean, but you are being your own person. And she sees you, looks at you, you say hello, and she doesn't answer you. Do not walk over to her and say, did you hear me say hello? Or why aren't you speaking to me? That's too much power you're giving someone. You said hello, she doesn't want to answer you, so be it. She showed you her fruit. What more do you need? She's showing you her fruit. If she's showing you the fruit of disrespect, begging for her respect is not begging or chasing for her respect is not going to make her respect you. So if she doesn't want to speak to you, I guarantee you, you will not die. I have never seen a death certificate that said cause of death, she doesn't want to speak to me anymore. So stand firm. Do not shrink. Don't beg. Don't chase. Don't over-explain. Don't repeatedly defend yourself. They don't care. They don't want to understand. They're actually committed to misunderstanding you. Let your fruit speak louder than their friction. This is it. If you take nothing else. You know people by their fruit, right? Matthew 7:16. We know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? You know them by their fruit. So let your fruit speak louder than that person's friction. So they want to create friction, but you want to cultivate fruit. You're not even on the same page spiritually, right? What fellowship do you have with them? What fellowship does light have with darkness? You don't even have any fellowship with them. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed? And so you didn't agree to the foolery. You didn't agree to the friction. You didn't agree to having a grown adult control you as a grown adult paying your own bills. You didn't agree to that. And so be very clear that you're going to be moving forward, cultivating your fruit, cultivating your gifts. And last but not least, stay focused on your assignment, right? When you think about Nehemiah, who was rebuilding the walls in Jerusalem, there were people that opposed what he was trying to do. But Nehemiah didn't sit there and argue with the people who was opposing what he was trying to build. He didn't argue with the haters. He did what he came to do. He built that wall. And whoever was going to help was going to help. And so whatever you're building, whether you're building your confidence, you're building your mental health, you're building your sobriety, you're building a business, you're building your ministry, you're building a foundation for your child in school, whatever you're building, you did not come to argue with haters, to kiss a controlling person's behind and lick their toes. You know, you wasn't put on earth for that. You're coming to build whatever it is that you are building. So stay focused on your assignment. Stay focused on your calling. And know that when they oppose everything you do, they're not even worth the saliva it would take it to formulate in your mouth for you to come up with words to re-explain and over-explain yourself. Now, I want to give you some scriptures that talk about dealing with these type of people. Romans 14:19 says, so then let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. So clearly, when somebody is opposing everything you say and do, they're not trying to pursue peace. They're not trying to pursue upbuilding, but you got to be at peace as far as it depends on you. And sometimes the best way to maintain your peace is to remove yourself psychologically from the foolery. Psychologically, when you can't do it physically, remove yourself from the foolery. Titus 3:9 says, but avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, dissensions, and quarrels about the law, for they are unprofitable and worthless. But you know, this also can extend to just avoiding foolish quarrels, because it's unprofitable. What profit is there in you arguing with someone who's going to oppose everything you say? That's a complete waste of your time. Proverbs 3:30 says, do not contend with a man for no reason when he has done you no harm. And so clearly, when you have done this person no harm, but they want to contend with you, right? They want to contend with you. They want to argue with you. They want to fight with you, and you have done them no harm. Don't give them your attention, because they're contending with you for no reason, even if the reason is the crazy reason in their head. When I mean no reason, meaning that you have done nothing to harm them. So their reason might be envy, insecurity, but that has nothing to do with you. And then lastly, Proverbs 26:4 says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. So when you determine that you're dealing with a fool, somebody who lacks wisdom, somebody who is stuck on stupid, somebody who is ignorant, do understand that you don't need to answer that fool according to their folly. Focus on what it is that you are trying to build, that you are trying to do, and that's what you stay focused on. And I hope this helped you to really begin to see why you might be dealing with that family member, that friend, that co-worker who opposes everything you say and do, even when you're not saying and doing something that is harmful. So let's be clear. Obviously, if somebody is saying something that is harmful, if somebody is saying something racist, of course people are going to oppose that, because that is harmful, right? If someone is doing something to harm somebody else physically, mentally, emotionally, then a person is going to speak up for that, right? Because it's wrong. But we're not talking about that in this video. So we want to be very clear. So for those who try to derail the conversation in that direction, my team is going to delete your comments, because that's not what we're talking about here. We want to stay on track. Divided vision births confusion, and God is not the author of confusion. So do understand that. So let me let you know some things that we got coming up. So again, we have 2 workshops coming up. June 21st, I believe, is the last Saturday in June. Is it the 21st or the 26th? Whatever the last Saturday is in June. I'm having a Zoom workshop. It's a ticketed event. It's called How to Have a Difficult Conversation, How to Manage a Difficult Conversation with Confidence, Competence, and Clarity. So sometimes you got to have a difficult conversation, meaning maybe you have to set a boundary with someone. You may have to address some tension you have with an in-law. Maybe you have to have a difficult conversation with your supervisor, and you're not really sure how to broach the subject. Your emotions are all over the place. Your anxiety is high. How do you begin to do that? So this workshop is going to give you the tools to be able to do that. And it also comes with a digital guidebook. So it is a guidebook that comes as a PDF it's a workbook that you can download and print out, and you can use it during and after the workshop. So that's happening the last Saturday in June. And then July 12th is the Spiritual Discernment 102 workshop, which is a follow-up for those who have taken the Spiritual Discernment 101. The links will be in the video description box, so that when you click on the link, it'll take you to the Eventbrite page, where it will detail exactly what the events are covering, so that you can see what the event will cover. So all the FAQs, everything is on the Eventbrite page to answer questions and give you a full picture of what the event will entail. If you're not a member of the Wellness Club, I encourage you to become a member of the Wellness Club. The Wellness Club is a tier of leadership a tier of membership, where we focus on mental self-care, emotional self-care, workplace well-being, spiritual self-care through a biblical lens, and it's cheaper than therapy, yet it is therapeutic. And so you'll see a join button, and you'll see a link in the video description box. When you click on the link of the join button, it's going to take you to my channel membership. And for those who are interested in the Wellness Club, make sure you're joining at the correct tier, which is the Wellness tier. That's going to give you access to our conference calls that take place the first and third Wednesday of the month. And those are live conference calls where we're focusing on wellness. So I want to make sure you know about that. And if you are dealing with haters, pick up the book, Rise Above the Haters. That's going to help you become what I call hater-proof, so that you are able to keep on shining and thriving despite who doesn't like you, who's opposing you, who doesn't want to see you win. So that will be helpful. And if you suspect that what you're dealing with is spiritual warfare, then pick up the book, Simple Prayers for Spiritual Warfare. I always like to make sure that you know about the resources that are available outside of the public videos, because the public videos are basically a stepping stone. It gives you a very small window of the depth, breadth, and width of my teachings. And so if you want to go deeper, if you want deeper strategies, deep dive strategies, that's going to happen through a workshop or the Wellness Club. And I would encourage you to do that. But again, if you're not able already, feel free to continue to enjoy the public videos here. You're also welcome to worship with us on Sundays by phone at our Church by Phone Sunday service. For anyone who's interested, you can find out more at the ministry website, CassandraMacMinistries.com. So Church by Phone, you can come together, fellowship by phone. It is no cost, totally free, open to the public. So that is another public resource in addition to the public videos for those who may not yet be ready or able to become a member of the Wellness Club, the Leaders Circle, the Insiders Club, or who are not ready or able to take a workshop. You have those public free resources available to you. So with that being said, have an excellent day. Take care of yourselves. Let's do our best to be kind. There is enough unkind people in the world, but at the same token, let's take our common sense with us. God bless you. Be safe.